Happy Monday. Happy Feral Monday, actually. Happy New Year. And happy makeup. I really did miss y'all, but I will say it was really nice just to take some time and spend extra time with my family, because normally I post on Sunday nights and last night I didn't. And we just had such a nice evening. So I feel refreshed and I feel ready. I feel ready to play in all of this makeup. So let's get started. Where's my clean canvas? I'm pretty sure that they're still out of the shade Fair, but I've switched to the shade Medium. And I talk about this a lot, about how eyeshadow base, the color of it matters. And the reason it matters is because the lighter white eyeshadow base is going to make your eyeshadow as true as it is in the pan. So because of my undertone, I'll show you in just a second. Let me just put this on. So we're using shade Medium, and I'm going to do this all over from my lash line all the way to my brow bone. And then I'm going to show you something. So really quickly, I'll show you why I like to use certain eyeshadow bases. I'm just going to use a classic warm brown, and obviously no eye primer here. So we'll just put it there. And even though this is nicely pigmented, what you're still seeing is you're able to see my undertones through that eyeshadow. So it's going to change the undertone of this eyeshadow, because you're just going to see that no matter what. That's why we need a blank canvas. So I'm going to use my eyeshadow base next to it. This is the shade Medium. Okay. Just make sure it's even. Normally I don't drag on my eye, but here we're in a hurry and we're just going to do that. So now we're going to take that same eyeshadow, and you can see that you're not even getting that redness. See how that redness is even changing the color of it? And if I was to use a white eyeshadow base, it would be its truest color. See that? And you also see how much more smooth it is too. Oh yeah, you can definitely see. I love makeup. Makeup is so much fun. But there you go. There's a quick lesson on why I'm particular with my eyeshadow bases and what color that I'm using. Today I don't mind as much, and you'll see why in just a second, but that's a really good lesson. I'm actually going to show you that, but on my lips later as well, because we'll want that to be as true as possible, but we're not there yet. I'm a little ahead of myself. I'm excited. So I really enjoyed this powder. This one's from Maybelline. It's the Fit Me, and I'm not doing eyeshadow. So I am just going to go ahead and I want to use this to set my entire lid. I might do a little bit of a graphic liner moment, but no eyeshadow. I'm telling you, even this is feral. It's still going to be very spicy look, but I thought we'd just do something different. Focus on another feature. Isn't this so smoothing? I like this powder. We'll use it again later too, once we get to the face. But let's just set all the way across here and to here, all over the lid, using the side of the brush. So now that this is set, we're actually going to grab our liner, and this is from Danessa Myricks. I have a few here swatched, and we're going to be using them this year. This darker one here in the middle is the one we're going to be using. I've been in the mood for purple. I thought, let's do purple. I feel like we haven't done it, but we're doing it very subtle. I say that, but this is still going to be graphic. Rose subtle. Let's just go ahead and start. See this? How this is right there? We're going to follow that. And if you don't have that, the best way to follow is to come from underneath. So we all have this bottom lash line that we can follow, and that's a lot easier if you have hooded eyes. I am going to do it differently since I have, I mean, at this point, this one over here is, she's real hooded, but I felt like that was needed. So let me start this slide again, but I want to say this because that really is important. Just start from underneath here. And I'm sorry about the last clip. For some reasons, captions wasn't wanting to load. Hopefully it'll load in this one. So I will say, no matter your eye shape, it really helps to completely relax your eyes. So you can even see that I'm having trouble going over that little bit of a fold there. But that's okay, because if we go in really small light strokes, it's going to be a lot easier. So by now, I just go to town. But if you can't, just tilt your head back a little. and just kind of pull it. I feel like we're so used to seeing every clip just be boom, boom, which I can do. I almost want to apologize, but don't feel like you have to do it that way. Just work in these tiny little motions. Because a lot of time what's happening is we're having a little bit of an issue. We're having that issue going over those folds. But what we forget is that we can just take our time. And using a color like this instead of black is going to be so much more forgiving. And also using a nice gel pencil that glides nicely like this, also more forgiving. Really good for practicing because you will be able to do that wild swoop. Also, don't forget to kind of tilt your head back a little bit. I also think that we forget that we can turn our head to the side. But the one thing I will say is this is not going to help us do this because I can do this and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Obviously now I'm filling it in. But if I start my line this way, the second I release, it's not going to match this one. It's also, it's just going to, it's kind of like cutting your bangs when they're wet. We know not to do that. So don't pull on your eye to get your. Now I always like to say, if this is working for you, I don't want you to stop doing it. I'm never an advocate for tugging and pulling on the eye area. It's such a delicate area. But if you're still struggling and you're even doing this and it's still not working, what I'm doing here, it's going to be the best way. It's even the best way to practice and to become more comfortable doing it. Now I'm going to go to town because it's just time to go to town here. I gotta put in some work here. And then I'm going to show you the other part that we're going to connect. Isn't that pretty though? Oh, I love it. I'm going to actually put some black at the base of it, the base of the lash line, but we'll see where we're going. Y'all know it's a makeup journey. We don't know what's happening. Jean Bean is over there. This purple is magnificent. It's absolutely gorgeous. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. And I do recommend. So now I'll do this side for y'all. I did this side, but I do need to perfect it a little bit more and build it up. And I did clean up under here with micellar water, but I got ahead of myself because I know I'm gonna need to clean it up even more now that I'm connecting. Just that little bit. Make sure we're relaxing those eyes. Even at this stage in my makeup journey, I still find myself like this. And if you're unsteady, just use, I'm using such light pressure. And the reason why is because I'm kind of just mapping this out. This would be a lot easier to correct than just going in full force. No, we can come back in with more pressure. Fun, right? Say you do want to correct this. Let's just correct that little bit there. Let's grab our same eyeshadow base, but it's important for you to see how much I picked up. And we're gonna need a C30 because the C30 is just the precision brush. Ooh, look at how little I picked up. You see that? Now we can just go right underneath here. And then we're gonna come from a downward angle. And then we'll just hit it right there. And again, this is really unnecessary. You probably wouldn't notice these things. At this point, I notice absolutely everything. I like it though. And then grab a tiny amount of the powder. See that right there? Make sure it'll focus. There it is. Just take that and press that right on top. And then another thing, when you're doing a graphic eye and you don't have any eyeshadow on, it's really nice to kind of blur this edge. So just using whatever was left here on this brush, I'm only going to take it from right here and I'm just going to pull it out this way, and it just kind of continues it and melts it in. You'll know we're all about the melty. I love makeup. Now, just for some added definition here at the end, we're going to take our Valentino liner. Ooh, look at that precision. And we're just gonna do this on the very tail of the wing. We'll blend it in a little bit more with the purple. But I do want you to notice that the base of this purple is black. The base of most jewel tone colors is actually black, so this really will melt in nicely. And then, while I have you here, because I still got a little bit left, let's grab our pencil again, and then just soften these edges. Perfect. Micellar water on our C31. Now we can shape it a little bit more, clean it up. Gene Bean is sleeping. He had such an exciting holiday season. It was so much. There were so many treats he had to eat and so many naps that he had to take. It's been a lot on Sweet Gene Bean. I'm getting a lot of DMs about how glowy and even my skin looks. I'm actually trying something out. I can't even tell y'all about it. I'm sorry. I will eventually be able to tell you about it, but it's nice that y'all are noticing. I'm excited. I'm excited to share what it is. Rokel Beauty Full Moon. I thought that they would be perfect since they're very cat eye. I love cat eye lashes. And when I say cat eye lash, I still got to put that on, but notice how it's bigger at the end and smaller at the front. They're usually flattering on just about all eye shapes because it's smaller towards the front, and that's always a little bit easier to apply and wear because it usually gets smaller towards the inner part of the eye. Ooh, look how pretty those are. So look for that shape if you're starting out. Clamp that together. So I am going to do my foundation, but I am going to hop off because I want to try these out. These are the new contours from Milani. We've talked about this a lot, and the word contour, it's a wild word. We can shape with bronzer, and that's what I do almost every single day. I just shape, and you can get your nice chisel, you can do all of that, but contour isn't the same as bronzing. And these do seem very warm aside from the deepest shade. That one actually looks a little bit cool. So we are going to try these out, but in 2023, we're just going to call it shaping. I wish we could just have just call it shaping. If it's warm, it's shaping. Okay, I rest my case. But I am excited because I've seen these and they look really nice and like they blend so easily and they're very pigmented and affordable. I'm excited. Oh, by the way, I actually went and bought the shade 4C in this, trying my best to find a match. And I'm not going to wear this today, and that's why. It's just, whatever that crystal is. It's so yellow. The whole line is so yellow, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing. So many people have yellow undertones. So I would never go, oh no, this is a terrible formula shade range. Never, absolutely not. But it's just not the range for me. I tried, y'all. I've invested in 3 bottles. That one's too light, actually, so I gave up on that foundation, respectfully. Now, a range that does have a nice rosy undertone for me is this one, Patrick Ta. Love this one. I also love that you get a powder with it. Haven't used this one in a while. I'm always switching it around, but I do love it. Also, I know that you'll have seen the video going around where she is applying the foundation with the spatula. I like to use it because I'm scooping it out, and then I would switch and use this side just for sanitary reasons. Again, you don't even need to be that sanitary if you are not taking clients. I am that sanitary only because there are pros that do watch me, and I just want to do a little bit of a reminder. But that being said, back to what I'm showing you here, what she's doing with that spatula is amazing. Please, I'm never putting, bless you, mama. I'm not putting that wonderful creator down. All I'm saying is smoothing it with your finger is essentially the same thing. You could definitely do it with the spatula though. I mean, it would be good for clients. That being said, it's not something that is just revolutionary. It's just about evening that out and making sure that it's even before you apply with your brush. I scooped more out this time so we can actually put it everywhere. I might need a little bit more. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, essentially it's the same thing. But makeup spatulas are fun, and I do recommend them because sometimes I like to mix things while Jean snores. Okay, let's get our brush. We talk about this all the time. Thin, even layers are what makeup needs to be in to last and to look smooth. And that's why we use the spatula to smooth it on first, or we just use our finger to even it out. Even this right here, see that? That needed evened out. And to tell you the truth, I feel like I have more control with my finger. But again, a lot of clients would prefer that you use tools. So the spatula would be ideal for that. So again, you'll never see me go, oh no, that is wrong. But I will just tell you different ways or exactly why we're doing it. This brush is coming soon. Pretty spicy, isn't it? Look at that. Ooh, melty, melty. And that match. Jean is not impressed. All right, another thing you might be doing, not doing, you might have noticed me doing, is I never take the foundation underneath my eyes. And the reason why is I don't know if I'm going to use corrector that day, a brightener. Today I'm actually going to be using a brightener. You'll see that later. I'm going to post that later. I am going to film that off of my story, but you're going to see it tonight. But I'm telling you this because I try my best to apply the least amount of product underneath here. So I don't want foundation, corrector, and concealer underneath my eyes. It's going to be a little too much for me. So the corrector is going to be able to do the job by itself with that touch of concealer on top. It's just going to lay smoother. Again, those very thin layers. The thinner the layer, the better your makeup is going to wear. So I really loved this concealer. This is the Maybelline True Match. The shade that I wear is Cool Fair Light. It's a lot. So let's just put this here. And you actually don't need a lot of it, especially if you're going to be using a corrector or a brightener. Remember, I'm going to be using a brightener. Brighteners are different than correctors. I have a video on Reels about that. So if you're ever going, Rose, what are you talking about? There's probably a video on it. So let's go ahead and work this in. Isn't that luscious? Look how that just melts in. So affordable. I was really impressed with this, and I was able to wear it over 8 hours, no issues. But this is where I'm going to leave you. I will be back, but I will be sculpted. Remember, sculpted because we're using warm tones. All right, so I'm gonna try the brightener tomorrow because the video got a little bit more educational than I thought it was going to get. What's new? So let's go ahead and set the under eye. So we're gonna grab it here. Okay, it's always important. You'll always wanna see how much I pick up. So that is how much I pick up, right? Then we even that out and it's getting pushed into the puff. A little bit will be on my hand, but now look at how even that is. That evenness is so important. And let's go ahead and set the under eye. Because from here on out, I'm gonna be using all powders. This is so nice. Maybelline, we need this in a pink powder and a lavender powder and a peach powder and then a deeper peach powder because I really like the formula. It's very blurring. It reminds me, it doesn't remind me of the Givenchy. I'm not gonna act like it reminds me of the Givenchy, but it reminds me of the Huda one. And if we had it in those colors, it would be a dupe to me completely. By the way, I haven't picked up any more powder. You can see that it's just in the puff and we're able just to set the rest of the face. So smooth. So for the bronzer slash contour slash sculpting slash bronzer, I just know it's confusing and I really want to just keep reminding y'all. But I actually am wearing 2 and 3 and you'll see that in the video. You'll see which side. For right now, I'm leaning more towards this side. And then we'll try out the brightener tomorrow and then we'll even try out the highlighter with the brightener because there's an actual highlighter. I'm excited. But I'm just letting y'all know that's where we're at right now. Let's go ahead and finish up the eyes. Back with our pencil, and let's just go underneath here. I'm gonna try to keep the line very thin. I like how much control you have with these pencils. Keeping it really close to the lash line. Jean is taking a bath. I'm so sorry if you are hearing horrifying goblin noises, but apparently it's bath time. So pretty. Also, if you want to kind of do this extension, a gel pencil like this and a very tiny one like this is the way to do it. And if you have close set eyes or you have smaller eyes, this over a liquid liner, a gel liner, a gel pencil like this one. Shiseido has some as well that are very tiny, and they're in neutral colors, a black, a brown, a gray. But if you're feeling spicy, this one for sure. I'm loving it. It's doing everything I want it to do. So I'm gonna do blush once I finish showing the bronzer and the swatches. Let's get started on this lip. Let's go on a lip journey together. So we're gonna start with our lipstick. And y'all see me do lipstick first a lot because it really helps your lip liner blend. And let's just start by applying it. Okay. Okay, this is a whole process here. MAC Night Moth. This is gonna be kind of fun too. Let me tell you why. Because Night Moth has quite a bit of purple in it. This looks terrifying right now. We're not done. And we talked about this. If you check my last post, I even talk a little bit why I do it and why I do that lipstick first, because I like to grab that lipstick and then blend it with that lip liner. Also, if makeup doesn't pan out, I think I'm gonna be a ventriloquist, because as much as I have to talk and put on lip liner, I can be a ventriloquist. Not really. Now let's add a little bit more of the lipstick. And remember, this isn't a matte, so it doesn't dry down. So we can layer it. Kind of connect it, and then we'll finish shading. I'm gonna show you how to clean it up too. We're just gonna need a touch of cleanup. And then we'll finish our shading process. And I also want you to notice I'm kind of using the side of the lip liner. I'm not really using the tip. If I was using the tip, you would see it more straight. See that? But this is how I'm actually doing it. More control when you do it this way. I feel like you can see it better if I look over here. See that? How it's on its side. Look at how nice that looks. We need a C30, nothing on it. Make sure it's nice and pinched and sharp. And then I just pinch it again to make sure there's no more product on it. So precise. Always pinch it after. It just gets off any of that lipstick. This is gorgeous. Now I have my black lip liner, totally unnecessary, but it's Feral Monday. And this is from Melt Cosmetics. And I'm just gonna go on the Cupid's bow. Under here. Blend it a little bit more with Night Moth. I feel like my lips look like a rose petal. They look so soft. Feral Monday. Purple highlighter, need I say more? This is actually beautiful. Look at that. Look how smooth. No shadow when the light isn't hitting it. That's fun. I love it. So pretty. Actually, let's put some on our inner corner. Yay. E27, let me zoom you in. Put some here. Ooh, that's stunning. And then some underneath here. And then some on our brow bone. That's so pretty to me. So I think purple highlighter is who I am now, and this might have to carry over into Tuesday. All right, I'm done. I have to put down the makeup brushes and just say that we're done, because I will sit here and play makeup all day, and I do have a few other things that I need to be doing today. I need to film some more videos. I love you all so much. And for those of you who might be new here to our family, today is Feral Monday, and that's when I just get wild. I know that most of you might not incorporate this into your daily life, but when I do Feral Monday, I do try to teach some sort of technique, and I try to make sure it's helpful, but Feral Monday just feeds my creativity. I love you all so much. It feels so good to start the year out this way on Feral Monday. I'm so excited. I have no idea what this week is going to bring us makeup-wise, but let me tell you, it's going to be spicy. And now I'm out of control with purple highlighter. I'm so excited. I love you all so much. And I'm going to post the Milani, these things. I'll post that tonight. Love you so much.